for Chen today, but she's shown that she can come up and beat some of the best in the world.
Well, she came to this competition knowing that she had to perform. She wanted to book a spot in the Olympic Games in Tokyo. She did just that, scored enough ranking points to overtake her teammate. She wasn't in the running. She wasn't in pole position going into this event, and has done enough to qualify for the individual competition.
It had to make the semi-finals to do it. A big ask, a lot of pressure. And funny enough, they overtook a teammate, Shi Yu, who came into the competition ranked 14th in the world. So big ask for her. And then she's not come off the gas.
Well, now there's nothing to lose for Chen. She's come here, she's done what she wanted to do. She's booked that spot to Tokyo. Now it's a question of just keep doing what she's been doing all day and enjoy it. One thing we know about Inna Deriglazova is that she won't rush. She likes to work out her opponents.
Stop. Attack. Touche. Point. En garde.
Before the world changed, and we had a year off, there was a big step up between everyone else and Inna Deriglazova. And I think that step up has actually got bigger. So despite the great work from Chen today, I think this could be a challenge too high for Chen. Fenced twice before. Last time was in January 2020 at the Katowice World Cup, where it was closer than most people get to Deriglazova. 15-12. Deriglazova won, and prior to that, it was January of 2019 at the same World Cup, just a year earlier, where it was 15-7. So I suppose moving in the right direction.
Right. Now, is this cramp? Certainly looks like it.
Is it? Would you use the magic spray on cramp? She's done something to the back of her front leg by the looks of things. She looks very relaxed, doesn't she? The Russian world #1.
No, I don't think it is cramp.
Tim Bardenhagen is now asking the doctor whether we need a 5-minute timeout. We need to put the medical clock on this, and he's quite right in saying you've got to either put the clock on or you've got to get back on the piste and fence. We can't hang around like this. That's what the rules are for, and this will be the doctor making the assessment. I'm guessing that is a physio that's come over and isn't allowed to make the call. Deriglazova has I think one of the other Russian athletes in the box again. Doctor's assessment. Tim Bardenhagen asking for clarity. Are we going for a 5-minute break, or are we getting back on the piste? And now it's a 5-minute call, so the clock will come on. So we had a technical break at the beginning of the men's final, and now we've got a 5-minute, up to 5-minute, I have to say, medical break here. If the doctor can get it fixed within the 5 minutes, or as soon as he can get it fixed, Chen can get back on the piste. If he can't, I'm afraid the fight is forfeit.
Well, since we're stretching the foot up and down, that's the gastrocnemius muscle on the back of the calf, and the soleus below that. In the front is the tibialis anterior.
You've been reading your physiology books by the sounds of things.
It's good to know.
Calf muscle to the rest of us, plebs. There is the clock counting down. So we've had nearly a minute of it. And this clock rule changed a few years ago now, reduced from 10 minutes. It used to be 10 minutes, and now you look at that and go, how crazy was that? A 10-minute medical timeout.
If you can't fix something in 5 minutes, then can you really fix it?
Exactly.
Ice going on now as well.
Well, it looks like they're going to use all of this here. And the danger of running off air. When the doctor asks how much time is left, this is not a simple problem. So he's now having to race and rush. She clearly wants to get back on the piste and fight off for gold here. But the doctor feels that she's going to need a little bit more work, or he wishes he had a little bit more time. We're halfway through the medical break here, and well, you don't often associate medical timeouts with tension and drama, but actually I think in this case it's bringing us a little bit extra to the story, because we want to see Chen fight, and I'm sure Deriglazova wants to fight for the gold medal. She wants to win it rather than win it by default. But this is not looking good for Chen. Still struggling. I think she will try and get back up again, but I wonder how long she'll last if she does.
Well, it seems like they're treating both sides of her lower leg, both the back of her calf, the gastrocnemius, and then the front as well, the tibialis anterior, which is the muscle that pulls your foot into dorsiflexion.
Okay, you swallowed a dictionary now. You've swallowed a physiology dictionary. Right, she's getting back up. So we're not going to use the full 5 minutes. She's having a little walk on it, and she says she's okay. So let's see what happens.
Mesdames en garde.
Will not have bothered Inna Deriglazova a jot.
No, she was just sat on the edge of the piece, just having a chat. So here we go again. This is fencing's big restart, and this is the restart to the women's final.
Push reset. En garde. Prêt. Allez.
So we're back underway. 1-0 the score to Inna Deriglazova.
Halt. Attaque non valable. En garde. Prêt. Allez.
Now let's have a look at that calf of Chen.
Halt. Préparation des droites. Attaque de gauche. Attaque non valable. En garde. Prêt.
Seems to be moving fairly freely, but you know how we were talking in the semi-finals, like Chen was leading the footwork. Even though she was being pushed around, she was actually allowing that to happen and controlling it and stopping it when needed. Here it's a different story. Deriglazova is all over this.
Attack, non valable. En garde. Prête. Mesdames prêtes. Allez. Allez,
Yeah,
parade,
it's
réponse
that,
non valable. En garde.
Right foot, wasn't it? So it's her front foot.
Allez.
Yeah, the hardest part will be changing of direction. So if we're going forwards to going backwards, that's when it will hurt the most.
Prête.
Well, that's when the most power is being put through it, or energy being put through it. I'm not so sure it is okay now.
No.
Soldiering on, but does she need to? She's done the job. She's qualified for the Olympic Games. Oh, even Deriglazova's backing off her.
Halt, remise de gauche non valable.
Watch the steps forwards now from
Prête.
Chen Qingyuan. Previously, you'd see a mixture of the front foot and back foot moving first as she's advancing. Now it looks like almost all the time, apart from the first step, it's the back foot that's moving first. So she's trying to take the load off the front foot.
Yeah, the front foot just seems to be a bit planted, doesn't it?
Well, Deriglazova struggling, finally landing as Chen steps in to try and avoid getting hit.
En garde.
Took a long time for her to score
Yeah.
that one.
Prête. Allez. Halt, attaque.
Beautiful.
Touche. Point. En garde. Prête.
Yeah, when you're facing the world #1, reigning Olympic champion, world champion, you don't want to be doing it with when you're not 100%. That's for sure.
Arrêt. Touche. Point. En
You
garde.
know, being handicapped against Inna Deriglazova is
Mesdames prêtes.
your worst nightmare.
Allez.
If you look at the difference in the ranking points, the world ranking points rather than the Olympic ranking points between Deriglazova and the #2, Alicia Volpi.
Attaque.
Well, Volpi's got 200 points, and
Prête.
Deriglazova's got 309. It's a big jump. When you think that
Right,
that
well,
jump
Chen,
of
Chen will have a great a chance to have a little bit more rest, and I just don't see there's any way back.
No, I think this is tricky. It's just going back to that points difference. When you think about the top 10 in the world, number 10 in the world has 107 points. That's Azuma Serra from Japan. And the gap between Deriglazova at #1 and Alicia Volpi at #2 is 109 points.
Yeah.
You know, when you look at it like that, it is phenomenal. The run of form that Deriglazova has been on for what, more than that, four and a bit years, has been absolutely outstanding. Head and shoulders above the rest, and now up against a slightly hampered Chinese fencer.
En garde.
That minute break wasn't long enough for Chen.
No.
Chen's first senior medal was actually the last zonal championships in Chiba, just outside Tokyo, 2019.
Prête.
back in June of 2019, so a long time ago now, nearly 2 years.
Alt, attack, non valable. En garde. En garde. Prêt. Allez. Alt, attack, touche.
You just don't think that she can reach you. You
No.
just got no, because she does this back foot first front step at the beginning of that attack. She's on top of you by the time she gets to the real step lunge.
Alt, parat, riposte non valable. En garde.
So you've got to say that Inna Deriglazova has been the top of fencing since she won the World Championships in Moscow 2015.
Yeah.
She won gold in Moscow. She won
Yeah.
gold in Leipzig. She won gold in Rio 2016. As part of the team that won the World Championship gold medal in 2016, because the team event women's foil was not an Olympic, it's not in the Olympic cycle.
Good knowledge.
En garde.
And yeah, she let it slip ever so slightly in Wuxi, only 5th at the World Championships
Oh,
there.
disaster.
Yes.
En
But
garde.
then in Dusseldorf, won gold again in 2019. Obviously, no one won anything in 2020.
No. And there are a couple of other mitigating factors, I would have to say. You know, Elise Di Francesca taking time off after Rio to have a baby. And she went on to win the European Championships, Di Francesca, when she came back. Ariana Errigo having a little sortie into Sabre after the Rio Games to give herself
En garde.
2 shots at
Prêt.
qualification for the Olympics. And you know what? Didn't do too bad. She's given up that project now, but Errigo did get got on the podium at the Cancun Sabre Grand Prix.
Mhm.
And that's pretty impressive in itself.
Derek got a child, Diana.
Yep.
How old is she now? She must have had her prior to Moscow 2015.
Yeah, I think you may well be right, because I can't see from her medal
Yeah, there's no
table,
break.
there's not a 9-month break in there. So, yeah, it must have been before 2015. There's a review going on right now. She's definitely breathing a little bit harder than she normally does, though, Deriglazova. I think all of them, the thing about this sport is that you can do as much fitness training as you like, but there is such a thing as fencing fitness, and you only really get that from competition. Yeah, that's not. You can train as much as you like and have as many sparring matches as you like, but without the additional pressure of competition, it's very difficult to get fight ready, fight fit.
Prêt. Allez.
And there's also the additional stress of all of the COVID regulations
Wow.
that that change things as well, make things so much harder.
Allez. Alt. Parat, riposte touche. Point. En garde. Prêt. Allez.
We start to wonder what things are going to look like in Tokyo.
Surprise attack, touche. Point.
Look at that leg. She's
Yeah.
really put some pressure on it, trying to lean back on the back line there, trying to cling on to the piece. I think she hurt it as she took that little step forwards as well, Chen. Look at this. Oh,
Yeah.
Madame prête.
she's asking. I mean, Tim Barnhagen is doing the right thing. He has to get the fencing back underway. Chen, if Chen's determined to carry on, she has to then get on guard.
Alt. Attack non.
But incredibly brave
Attack
of
non
Chen
valable. En
Qingyuan.
garde. Prêt.
Well, you've got to think now. You don't want to do any additional damage.
No.
You know, there's mean, there's enough time to recover before Tokyo, but you don't want to lose that training time.
Remise de gauche non valable. En garde. Prêt. Allez.
Oh, nice attack into prep. As Deriglazova goes to look for the blade, Chen just launches an attack. She wants a few more freebies like that.
Prêt. Madame prête.
Oh, this is tough.
Allez. Halt. Arrêt. Touche. Point. En garde.
Yeah.
Yeah, brave and everything, but kind of painful to watch this because Chen's so badly hampered here. She can't move. You just look at the difference between the quarterfinals, semi-finals, and finals. Two different fences. And all this work she's doing is just making it more. I can't imagine how painful it is.
Well, I guess the only positive is it's going to be over fairly quickly.
Well, yeah. And that I get that she doesn't want to give up. I wouldn't if I was standing on that piece.
You know, there's still some learning to be had. You know, if you look at the positive side, always look at the positives. You know, you're up against, you know, the greatest women's foilist
Currently.
Maybe not of all time, but pretty close.
Well, I think Vitaly might have a few words to say to you. Yeah, I think
if you look at, you know, style and rather than just pure medals.
Yeah, well, then it depends how you define your GOAT, doesn't it?
Yeah.
She's got the potential to do it on medals anyway. Deriglazova, she's still got time. You look at women's foil, another attack again. I think this is going to be done and dusted pretty quickly now. You look at the women's foil, the likes of Aida Mohammed of Hungary still going and making the Hungarian team at 45 years old. She'll be in Tokyo. I'm not sure if she's got a birthday before then. You know, Deriglazova can go on to Paris for sure, if she wants to.
En garde. Prêt. Allez. Halt. Attaque non valable. En garde. Prêt.
Well, disappointing, really,
Allez.
the way that this final has turned out.
Yeah, now you've got to the point where Deriglazova doesn't want to give anything away here. She doesn't want to show her opponents, her upcoming opponents in future competitions, what she can do. So she's just trying to do the simplest of actions to finish it off.
Right.
Prêt.
No showboating.
Allez.
Brave. I mean, Chen has done a fabulous job today. She's overtaken her opponent to qualify for the Olympic Games. What a brutal moment to get an injury like that. I think she can walk away from this proud. That not only has she braved it out and tried to finish this final, albeit with a bit of a one-way score, but she's done this incredible job today. Well,
She really is limping when she comes forward now.
Yeah, so we're in
look at
all
that.
sorts of
There's a
trouble
real
here.
limp there.
I wonder if they're going to call this Lei Sheng, he of Olympic medal fame, and perhaps one of the tallest fencers that I have ever met in my life. I think when she's leaning on it like that, when she's leaning on that front leg like that, I just wonder whether it is just a movement thing, because she's bent right over and she's putting a load of weight
I
on
think
it.
it's a joint thing. I think it's it's muscular. It's when she puts power through it that's the problem.
On guard.
So here we go. Just looking at some of those hits again from Deriglazova.
She's stayed professional. She's doing her job. She's not running her up and down the piece. Some fencers will do that when they see someone that's injured. But she stayed professional and respectful to her opponent,
kind,
but still just getting the job done. And
Yeah.
that is her job. This is her job. Let's not beat around the bush.
Halt, attack, no valable. On guard. Rein. Alle. Halt.
Card's going to come out here potentially for Cora Court, just to rub salt on the wound for Chen Qingyuan, and it is just leaning in because
Yeah.
she can't do anything else. She wants to close the distance and avoid getting hit.
Halt, attack, parat, repose, push, point.
Easy call for the referee, easy hit for Deriglazova. A little bit of a half-hearted fist bump from Chen as well. She knew that she'd been taken with, well, it looks like a second parry. I thought it was an octave parry, but she's actually come over the top of the blade with the palm of the hand facing down, so it is second. Having a look at the video here, I can't see any reason why Tim Bardenhagen would change this decision. Well, oh, I thought he was reaching into his pocket for another card then. He's just doing his jacket back up.
Mask. Parat, repose, touche, point.
So point stands.
On guard. Rein. Alle.
And Inna Deriglazova just 1 point away from seeing this out.
On guard.
Yeah, just wants to run it out now, get it over and done with.
Pas de touche, on guard.
And they start at the same time, so simultaneous, no hit given. Blade found, riposte, off target.
On guard. Rein. Alle. Halt. Contre-attaque, no valable. On guard. Rein. Alle. Halt. Parat, repose, no valable.
It's not landing that one on target at the
No.
moment, Deriglazova. She wants to get it done. You can see a little bit of frustration creeping in as well.
Alle.
More distance on the attack this time, a bit more space. Oh, closing counter though from Chen. Now this would be a comeback.
On guard. Rein. Wieder am Brett. Alle. Halt, attack, non valable.
Off target again.
Off, that's 3 now, isn't it? Off targets when Deriglazova could well have seen this through, finished it off.
Yeah, perhaps she wants to change line. Come around the other side. It's actually what Martianova did against Chen in the semi-finals. Getting a little scrappy. Deriglazova needs to finish this off with a little bit more something a little bit more simple.
One. Danke.
The winner of Women's Foil Grand Prix.
Oh, I didn't even get to see the final hit because of the replay.
Show the replay, and suddenly it's 15 off.
I think
And it's Inna Deriglazova has won and has gone through and taken the gold medal in this gold medal matchup. Yeah, and it was kind of, it was always going to be a big ask for Chen Qingyuan, but when she hurts her calf, you know, like in the first minutes of that final, it was pretty much, it was game over for the Chinese athlete. But hats off to her. She's done what she did to what she meant to do when she came here. She's qualified for the Olympic Games in Tokyo, and she'll be able to go away with her head held high from this competition and prepare for the Olympic Games.
yeah, quite. I totally agree. Hats off to her, but hats off to here to Inna Deriglazova as well. She was head and shoulders above the rest, and when we went into the